Hey, I'm doing a fuel filter change on a stock fuel setup. This is the filter that I use. It's a 5 micron. It's the only one that does 5 micron. There's your canister right there, all drained out and cleaned out. It's ready for a new filter. 5 micron is a huge step up from 7, so I highly recommend upgrading to the 5 if you don't have a fast or air dog on your truck. This is an old versus a new. This old one here has not quite 10,000 miles on it. You'll find that these bald ones will turn black faster, appear dirtier than your, stock micron filters, and that's because simply they're catching more stuff. What you weren't seeing in your old filters, well, that was headed through your fuel system. So we're gonna see how many cycles of the key it takes before you're ready to start the truck. So this is going to be our 7th. And last time it started on the 9th, but I didn't try it any sooner than that. Nothing. So we'll try again on the 8th. I really didn't hear the fuel pump run there. Take the key out. I don't hear it running there either. Yeah, I think I did hear it run there on that last one. You got to have the key out for a couple of seconds before you recycle it. So I think that was 8 real cycles. But yeah, if you just want to play it safe, cycle the key 9 times and make sure you hear the fuel pump, and then fire her up. She'll fire right up. Some other comments. What is the maintenance interval for fuel filters on these trucks? Well, the answer is 15,000 miles, but I'm here doing it at 10,000. Why am I doing that? Well, this is probably like the best thing to do an overkill maintenance on, because injectors are just a little too expensive not to. Now, probably would be okay 15,000 miles with your 5 micron filters. It's better than manufacturer actually intended it to be, but I don't think manufacturer knew quite so much about how common rail injectors would differ from past injectors and how ultra low sulfur diesel would affect the fuel system differently than regular low sulfur diesel. So I'd say it kind of leans towards change it sooner than they originally intended, just because of how things changed and the things we now know about diesel injectors in the modern era. So that's why I do mine at 10,000 miles. I got some cool stories to tell you about fuel filter changes. It's funny stories, I guess. One story was one time I was changing my fuel filter and I accidentally left the valve open. So I was trying to start my truck and hear all the diesel's dropping out. Don't forget to close the valve off. Some trucks have it's a little, kind of sticks out at you a little bit more because they got a yellow valve on them, but my truck has just a regular black valve, so it's really easy to forget about. So every time I'm done draining the fuel, before I even put the filter in or do anything else, I close that valve off. Before I even clean out the canister, close that valve off. Now, a lot of people might not even clean out the canister at all. I just use some paper towels and, wipe down the inside. Don't forget to take your paper towels out when you're in there cleaning that out. Almost left some paper towels in there one time. Good thing I caught that. And then finally, when I first got my truck, You know, I bought it from a dealer, and they said everything was fully serviced and stuff, but I changed my fuel filter, you know, after a couple of thousand miles of having the truck. I opened this thing up. Oh my. That, I don't know what brand fuel filter that was. It said made in China on it. It was not a Baldwin. And it looked literally like someone took that filter and hit it with a hammer. The side of it was just dented in about an inch. It's ridiculous. I'm like, holy smokes, my injectors are probably toast. Well, it's been 111,000 miles since I bought the truck, and I have not had a single injector issue, fortunately. And the truck always starts quick, so I like that. These injectors are lasting. So that's just another funny story. So if you're a first-time buyer, I recommend changing that fuel filter immediately after you buy the truck, just to make sure that that's all up to spec. So yeah, I didn't show any instructions on how to change the filter. There's tons of videos out there on that, but I just wanted to give you some tips and commentary about my experience with fuel filters.